control. We've been speaking all about him and giving all the accolades and awards that this man has and the illustrious career that he's been on over the last plus 10 years. But now he's finally here and we can speak to him in person as I look at him in the eyes across the way. James Morrison, good morning.
I haven't got that many awards. No, I'm doing all right. You know, I can't believe I'm still here making music. That's the amazing thing to me.
Yeah, well, I mean, we spoke on the phone a couple months back, just sort of ahead of the tour to do some pre-promo work. And when we spoke then, where we started speaking about was this idea that, like, you did sort of take some time away and a lot kind of happened in your life. You had a kid and all of that, and you were sort of reflecting on that head. I mean, what kind of space are you in now that you're sort of rushing back into
I'm
everything?
glad to get away from the home and leave the kids at home for a bit. I've been at home for a long time, so and kids screw your life up quite quick, don't they? So yeah, I mean, I've loved it, and I needed to do that just as a father and as a family-orientated person. I wanted to spend some time with the family, but now it's done. I'm stoked to be going out on the road and leaving them at home.
And was it legitimately like enough time away to notice things like changes in the industry?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I mean, everything changed really rapidly in the 3 years that I sort of was out of it, I suppose. Yeah, I mean, you know, the whole chart got filled up with, you know, sort of sad male singer-songwriters. Singing ballads, you know, I mean, there's a lot of them, isn't there, nowadays? So yeah, it kind of the space that I had in the time that I had it in the beginning sort of filled up a little bit when I was away. But it's good to come back and feel like there's still room.
But at the same time, do you realise that you obviously played a big part in that being the reason for this being the case?
Not really. I mean,
don't think that that's true?
I mean, I do and I don't. I think it's, you know, music's like subjective to, you know, whoever listens to it. It's like you can get inspiration from anything. You know, I think just because I was a male singer-songwriter doesn't mean I paved the way. I think, you know, before I came out, there wasn't very many male singer-songwriters singing, I don't know, love songs, I suppose. I don't know. I mean, I just think, it would have happened anyway.
I mean, 2007, right? If you go back to that year, you're like number 2, I think, at the end of the year. Lady Gaga, number 1.
Yeah, that's right.
There's no George Ezra.
No.
There's no Ed Sheeran.
No.
There's none of that.
No, you're right. Yeah, but I don't feel it. I feel uncomfortable taking that on the chin like it's me that did that. I don't think that. I think I sort of opened the door. You know, maybe.
And now, if you sort of look at the space you're in music, I mean, obviously with this new album that's out now, we're going to play the track with Josh Stone in just a bit. I'd love to hear all about that. But in terms of like musically, what you said, there's more soul in it this time. Not that there wasn't before, but that's kind of where you seem to be leaning more heavily.
Well, I
on
think
now.
when I was 21, I've always felt like, because I was young, I wanted to try and you know, write songs that would get on radio, be pop, you know, pop songs, I guess. And as I've got older, I've slightly moved away from pop. I've always had soul influence in my voice from Stevie Wonder, Otis Redding, all the early, you know, soul music. Sam and Dave, and I grew up on Stax and Motown, so it's always there. But it's just, I suppose I've brought it out a little bit more in terms of the band and how they play, and sort of, you know, I thought of the band as a soul band when we recorded the album. That's what I kept saying, like, just, we're a soul band, just play it and make it sound really good. And
you feel like, I mean, it must be quite a cool position to be in, where you've got that luxury, where you can objectively just make music that you think is good music. You don't have to chase anything.
Yeah. That's why I'm so excited to be back this time, because it's all organically sort of, it's come together organically. There's been no like, oh, you know, let's try and write this single, try and be current, get on Radio 1 and all of that. It's just literally like, write some songs you feel really good about, record them well so they sound banging, sing it the best you can sing it, and that's what we did. We made it really quick. We made it in like a week. We had a week of recording. I did 12 tracks in a week. I vocaled them up live with the band live, and then I sort of did a few overdubs, and I think that's why it sounds good and why there's some soul to the album, because it's loose, it's not overproduced, it's a tight band in a room, all people playing together, it's all people playing, there's no like, you know, programmed stuff, it's all live. So I think I just tried to take it back to the roots of where that music that I love comes from, which is just people in a room vibing off each other.
And when we spoke on the phone as well, I also remember you saying that you were really keen. One thing about South Africa, you were sort of taken by, you know, the story of like the birth of humanity kind of coming from here, and you wanted to do all that. I know that you landed yesterday, and I know that you've been in press since then, so you obviously haven't done anything yet. But is there like an agenda or an itinerary, or I mean?
No, not really. I mean, I've got this. I was told that, you know, we'll be able to get like a VIP trip up to Table Mountain and stuff like that, which I'm excited, because, you know, it's one of those things I never thought I'd get to come here. So seeing any of it, even seeing like just going through, waiting to go through to Cape Town is exciting because I've never been. So I've got no agenda other than just turn up and see what happens. There's a slight plan, but that's the way life is, and that's the way I like to sort of live my life. It's like, don't plan too much.
And this will be the first experience for anyone in South Africa for a lot of that.
And it's going to be the first time that I've played the new songs live. So it's exciting for me as well. And I think if the artist's excited, that comes across.
It seems like there's just this deep sense of you like, come on, I can get on the stage now, and I've got all this pent up like.
Well, it's just I was saying yesterday, I can talk about it all day long, but until I get on stage and start singing, I can't. My power is singing. My power isn't like doing interviews, well, as soon as I get on stage and start singing, that's when the magic happens.
And there's no nerves ahead of that or anything?
Yeah, always. I'm always
nerves about like what people think about it, or nerves about like how you'll feel about it afterwards?
Nerves about me, achieving what I want it to be in my head versus reality, But it's usually pretty close. But I'm just quite I'm quite tough on myself.
How do you, speaking of that, like, how do you look back on your earlier days? I mean, somebody who, like, 20, 21 years old, who has this immense success, it becomes like the biggest pop star in the world, basically, right? You had a really, really big year.
Yeah,
let's be honest,
quickly,
right?
Yeah.
But now that you're a little bit older and you sort of look back on all of that, like, how do you reflect on that?
I just see it. I think it's funny. I don't know. I'm proud of myself for getting through it and keeping my head screwed on. That's the main thing, because a lot of people let it go to their head, don't they? And
I reckon I would probably.
After a few years, you'd be like, yeah, I'm awesome. Yeah, great. But I think I've always, my upbringing was the opposite of adulation. And, I was always feeling like I wasn't good enough when I was a kid. So the fact that I've been brought up with that, it sort of helps me achieve what I wanted with the music. It makes me push myself a little bit harder and not just accept stuff, for the sake of it. I'm always trying to push the boundary of what I can get away with musically and how hard I can sing. So
and then that might be a lot of
that's always there. So I think I'm never sitting on my laurels going, I've made it. I'm always going, what can I do next? What can I do to beat what I've done before, or how can I progress it and move it on? And
well, we're excited at the same time also to take a listen to some of the music on the radio ahead of the time. We're going to play the single, hasn't played on 5M before, with Joss Stone, My Love Goes On. Tell us the story of that and how it all sort of came about.
It literally came together really quickly. The drums in the song were always like quite pushing, and I just thought they just kept going on, and it kept building and building. I just thought at the time, me and my other half, we were sort of, we were in a bit of a difficult place. She was pregnant, and we didn't know what was going to happen with the kid, and so it was just like one of those songs to keep her strong, to keep me strong, and to let her know that, like, whatever happens, I'll still be here. Rather than like, there's all these songs like, I don't need you, right. I don't want you, I'm better off without you, and all this stuff. And I just thought it'd be nice to hear a song where you say, no matter what happens, I'm here, and I'll still be here for you. I'll still love you, and I'll still, it's just a positive song, really, a positive love song, disguised as a soul song.
Dude, good luck for tonight. I mean, Johannesburg tonight, Johannesburg again tomorrow, Monte Casino, and then Cape Town will be the Saturday, I think, that you're playing down the Kirstenbosch Gardens.
26,
considered to be one of the most beautiful venues in the world.
Yeah.
You've got Table Mountain sort of cascading just on the right-hand side of you as you perform, and it looks far better from the stage than it does to the audience.
I don't think I'm going to ever want to play anywhere else again. I'll be like, nah, it's not South Africa. Doesn't look like that. Yeah, I think I've always wanted to come here, and the fact that I'm here with my music is even better.
And tickets are still available. By the way, if you're keen to come to the show, make sure you get your hands on them. Dude, and thank you for coming through and just spending a bit of time to say
no worries.
hello to everybody.
It's part of it, and it's important.
It is. Do you enjoy it or not?
Yeah,
not
I think I do. Yeah, because I mean, it's obviously like when it's a lot, it tires you out. But I think it's important to connect and communicate with people that like and listen to my music and know where I'm coming from and where the tunes are coming from.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for sharing that with us.
No worries.